Hello everyone and welcome to the Virginia International Raceway for the fourth round of the 2019.1 South African simV8 series, in fact the penultimate round. This of course being the Division 1 race this evening. Of course my name is Jason Holden-Jones. Yeah, I think we're in for an exciting race, tricky track with tricky cars to drive, so wouldn't be at all surprised if we see some chaos during the opening laps and throughout the race, but let's see how we get going this evening. And at the moment we're watching Redline Racing's Devon Lisher, and we've got a whole contingent of Redline Racing cars this evening. I think all 8 of them are in this Division 1 race, if I'm not mistaken. So Peter Caldenas, team principal, very happy with that, I'm sure. And we have started the qualifying session, of course, and we've got just over 12 minutes remaining. No one's set a flying lap just yet. And the lap time's in around the 140, I think it's 145 second bracket. Let's see what Devon Lisher can produce. It's even great to see Devon Lisher back racing at SimRace South Africa after a bit of a break. Not by choice, I don't think, but they're just doing what needs to get done. Big welcome to everybody watching on YouTube, of course. So Lisher now will cross the line, I think, to set a lap time. Let's see what he can do. And he is done at 1:45.665 to kick things off this evening. Here comes Timothy Haynes now. Timothy Haynes looking very quick in the final practice session this evening. The second fastest. In fact, his brother... No, Timothy Haynes, in fact, was fastest. And his brother Daniel was second fastest, I beg your pardon. So Timothy Haynes looking very strong this evening. Let's see if he can produce a good qualifying result. And Timothy just abandoning that lap after mistake. Mark Hennebury now for Ghostworks. Currently second fastest. So Timothy and Sean Lario in the SimTech Holden in third position so far. It's in 1:47 second bracket. So the time is pretty spread out for the moment, but everybody's out on circuit, jostling for position to get a lap underway. Stephen Sparks now, another one of the red line cars, of course, the 531 Holden, currently in 4th position. Adrian Govender in the Singy Spartan Holden, he's in 5th now. Peter Caldenas, of course, team principal red line, he's in 6th position. Hugo de Wit in 7th. It is Jim Clark now who goes to provisional pole position for Eco Racing. The 44.758. Good, what a second faster than second place man Devon Lisher. Mark Hennebury improves time wise with the 46.853. Stays third, however. Oh, big sideways action there for Clark. Expect to see a lot of that this evening. Catch a bit too much curb. And around the car will go. Also over 600 horsepower going through these rear wheels in these cars. Sequential shifters, no ABS and no traction control. So it's pretty raw stuff. Jacques Buerta now up into 3rd position for Black Widow. Jacques Buerta. An exciting signing for Eco Racing. I think it's his 2nd or 3rd race for them. So it is Eco Racing leading red line from Black Widows, Buerta. And then Ghostworks in 4th position, Mark Hennebury. No Bashir Jadwat this evening unfortunately will not be racing this evening. So Hennebury flying the flag for Ghostworks for the moment. And Christo Portis put a good lap time there for 5th position. Watching Edwin Govender. Christopher Langford now has joined the party. He goes provisional 2nd. 3/10 off the pace. But much closer to Clark now. Wesley Delport now up into 5th. Sean Lario now up into 6th position. Timothy Haynes now fights back. He goes 3rd. 6/10 behind Langford in 2nd position. Langford now getting a bit of a tow from the other car in front of him. Interesting team tactics by Redline, but I don't think so. In fact, Steven Sparks is moving aside for Langford. Perhaps I was reading too much into it, as commentators like to do sometimes, of course. Clark now is on another flying lap. He's about square with his best starter time so far. Improves now by 3/100ths. With Clark. And the echo Holden. Oh, gets a bit wrong there. It's lost a lot of time, He's still up in his delta. Not too bad. It's Langford now just 2/10 of a second behind Clark now. Clark now, good 2/10 quicker now. Daniel Haynes now up into 3rd position, but Haynes, Timothy's brother, gets in pack. A fantastic competition between the Haynes brothers this evening. Timothy leads Daniel for the moment. Clark improves to 44.601. He's extended his advantage by 3/10 of a second now. Let's see what Langford's up to. He's on an out lap. Timothy Haynes is not going to improve this lap, I don't think. He's got 2/10 down. Daniel Haynes is on a out lap for Valente. Devon Lesher is on a lap. Let's see what he can do. He's about square with his best delta. Lesher improving. It's not going to be by much though. Well, this might be enough to take 4th away from Daniel Haynes. Let's see as he crosses the line. Yo, he improves to 3rd position, in fact, displacing both of the Haynes brothers. So good run there by Devon Lesher. His absence over the last couple of weeks clearly not hindering whatsoever. Langford now sets will start a flying lap, in fact, just over 3 minutes remaining. Let's see what I can do. Oh, lost a bit of time there, unfortunately. I did correct the car mid-corner through turn 1. Did him no favors whatsoever. Oh, a different approach to that corner. It's a bit too cautious. Lost a good 0.3 of a second there. What's Lisha doing? He's abandoning that lap. Langford not likely to improve from there, unfortunately. Good 0.4 of a second down. What's Timothy Haynes doing? He's on an outlap for Ghostworks. He's about to start his flying lap. Here comes Daniel. He has started a flying lap. That's square with his best delta. Oh, very to feather the throttle through that last corner. Oh, it's unsettled the car and around he goes. Shark Boerter now square on his best delta, currently in 6th position for Black Widow. Great to see all 18 runners on track this evening. Everybody as expected. Langford will start another lap now. Bit of a lock up. Does it cost him? Slightly, yes. Half a tenth or so. It's gone for the Langford in the red line Holden. But I understeer there, unfortunately, catching him out ever so slightly, running wide. Had to use some of the curb. Short shifting to keep those rear tires. Very quick section, left, right, left, right. And on this tricky section, under braking, light left-hander. And down the heel. And a right-hander, off camber. Difficult to get the braking done. A good run onto this back straight, get the power down, and that's what Langford's done. But still not beating his delta so far. Jim Clark not able to improve in that 44.601. Is that enough? Just seize that pole position. Langford comfortable to ride that curb on the right side. Bit of the grass, in fact. Oh, using all of the track there as well. Nicely bumpy section this. Oh, running slightly wide. Oh, he's improving, but it's not going to get him anywhere near Jim Clark, unfortunately. Time for another run though. If he decides to go for it, he's going to go for it. Let's see what he can do now to turn one. The car runs slightly wide. No, Langford opts to keep the car tight. Onto the apex. It has improved. This is where he had that understand the last corner. Much better this time though. 0.2 up on his delta. Can he keep up this momentum and take it to clock? Short shifts again as he did last lap. Oh, lost a bit of time there. Sort of 10th and a half quicker though. But he needs 0.3, 0.4 to get onto terms with the clock. What, 1/10 down, 3 to go. Oh, but oversteer on exit. Oh, it's got around 0.2 of a second. Up on his best delta. He's got to go for it now. Half a lap remaining. Oh, big moment. Hangs on to it though. Oh, Langford's going to get his 0.3, but it's not enough, I don't think. Or is it? It's going to be close. It's going to be a 1:44.677. Wow, 6/100ths of a second shy, unfortunately, but good run there by Christopher Langford. We're going to have a short break before we get the race underway. Don't go away. Welcome back to round 4 of the 2019.1 South African simV8 series, the Division 1 race, of course, this evening. It is Jim Clark who will start from pole position for Echo Racing, leading the 2 red line cars of Langford and Lisha this evening. Should be an interesting contest. Let's have a look at the current Drivers' Championship standings. There's Jim Clark, who's tied for the championship lead with Christopher Langford. That's how close it is. Both on 97 points. Jason Amsma, unfortunately, will take no further part in this championship, but he's still in 3rd position with 92 points. Tied with Bashir Jadwat. Of course, Jadwat not racing this evening. Timothy Haynes in 5th position there with 87 points. In the Teams Championship, is RPM secured. Of course, both those drivers are racing this evening. We're currently leading the way by 2 points ahead of Redline Valkyrie. So expect Redline Valkyrie to move into the lead after this round is done. Langford and Lisha. Phantom Coastworks in 3rd position with Heineke and Mark Hennebury. Redline Typhoon with DeWitt and Wizzy Delport currently in 4th position. Then rounding up the top 5 is Redline Raptor with Calvin S and Sparks. In addition to the live stream this evening, we got the tire status, what the drivers have chosen. Currently on the left side of your screen, so next to the drivers' names. Your S is softs and SS is super softs. Of course, the medium and hard tire too, but no one's using that at the moment. So I'm happy to get that done. It's been a requested thing for the live stream for quite a while now. Jim Clark now, of course, on the formation lap, just bunching up the field to get this race underway. Off we go, the race has started good, jumped it by Clark, but Langford's gone with him. Oh, big slider by Lisha. Lisha now under pressure. No, it's actually in fact Daniel Haynes under pressure from Jacques Botha. Sean Lowry has got past Wesley Dalper for 8th already. Into turn we go, Botha with the dump there. Oh, chaos as Lisha's gone around. It's Timothy Haynes has caught him unfortunately. Oh, and Haynes rejoining unsafely there, unfortunately catching out, I think it was Lawrence Sterner. So drama here already at turn 1. But anyway, back to the front. Clark now under pressure from Langford. Wow, Clark absolutely sideways. I think Langford trying to force the issue. And Jacques Botha has gone to 3rd position after that opening corner drama. But Langford looking very quick here. He's going after Clark. Jackie Swanepoel in 6th position for Redline's got Wesley Dalport also one of the Redline cars in 7th position, so running line astern. Lindsay Ray under pressure from Heineke. It's Echo leading Coastworks. And then Christoph Borges right behind them too. 3 redline cars behind the Heineke car. Lisha's got sparks. I think that might have been a team play. And Will Borges move aside as well. Time will tell. Timothy Haynes has got Holden-Jones for 17th. Haynes recovering, of course, after that incident. Let's see how he gets up, fighting up the field. And Borges now will let Lisha pass as well. So red line racing, using team orders there. I think it's a sensible approach. Lisha now up into 10th position. Heineke all over Lindsay Ray. He wants past it, Echo Ford. Good fight this is turning out to be now. Langford now still pressurizing Clark. Oh, and Langford ran extremely wide there. He's kicked up a bit of the grass. More interesting lines there between the two drivers. Clark favouring a wider entry, and Langford was hugging the apex. Trying to straighten up the car a bit sooner. And of course, if these two come together, this man will be laughing. Jacques Boert in 3rd position, just 2 seconds behind these two. Langford in the slipstream pulls out. Oh, that's a sneaky look. Oh, Langford, I think, slightly unbraked himself there. But Daniel Haynes got past Christoph Borges for 11th. Happening a bit further back. So, fantastic contest at the front here. Daniel Haynes up into 10th position. Oh, what's happened? Borges is always in the wall. So, Lawrence Sterner rejoining too. So, I'm not sure if Sterner and Borges come together. Anyway, that's what's happened. Back to the front now. It's quite interesting. The front two are on the soft tyre, and then we got Jacques Boert and Mark Hennebury in 3rd and 4th on the super soft tyre. Let's see how the front two get on with the soft tyre. Seem to be doing pretty well. Would imagine they would put Boerter and Hennebury on the back foot a bit later on. As the super soft should wear a bit quicker than the soft tyre, one would think. Unless Boerter and Hennebury know something that these two don't know yet. Ray has still got Lisha for company. He's gone on board with Devon Lisha. He's got determined Daniel Haynes behind him too. Oh, and Devon trying to force the issue up the inside. Oh, slight contact. Oh, muscling his way past. Lindsay Ray trying to defend. Wow, swoops around the outside. Lindsay Ray now under pressure from Daniel Haynes. So ballsy driving there. Oh, Lisha's made a mistake. Oh, and Daniel Haynes is going to slip past the both of them. So Daniel Haynes laughs his way to 8th position. Let's see if Lisha can get off to Daniel Haynes. I think he can. I think he's got the pace. Clark now, still under pressure. Can't get away from that red line car. Oh, bit of a slide there for Langford. Hangs on to it. Fantastic racing this is. Oh, Dalport's got Swanepoel for 6th. Dare I say another team move. Makes sense. board at Langford now. Oh, on the grass is Langford. Oh, having a look up the inside. Oh, he's forcing it. Slight contact. Wow, he's trying to force Clark to get out of it. But Clark was not having it. Rubbing his racing, as they say. So Langford is coming off the brakes, trying to position his car to force Clark wide. But Clark stood his ground and said, nah, you're going to have to try that again. Heineke's fallen right back to 16th. Just put some move on Sparks, in fact, so he's down to 17th. Coming under pressure from Timothy Haynes now. This is over 14th position. Haynes up the inside. Governor trying to go with him. No textbook move there by Timothy Haynes. Nice racing. Swanepoel now under. Whoa! Big action here. Daniel Haynes and Lisha fighting it out. And Daniel Haynes, did he pass him off the circuit? That's an interesting one. He needs to give that position back if he did. Now under pressure from Lawrence Sterner. This is over 11th position. Oh, a bit of contact there from Sterner. Oh, he's forced De Wit into a half spin, unfortunately. What is Sterner waiting? Yes, Sterner's waiting for him. Good man. That's what we want to see. Mistakes can happen. Just own up to them. Let the other car back past. And Stan's caught out De Wit. Terrible. Luckier for De Wit, being caught out twice, unfortunately. What is Heineke doing? Heineke is not slowing down, I would see. That's interesting. But De Wit down to 18th, unfortunately. So I think Langford's made a mistake or something. Is a good 3.5 seconds behind Clark now. So Clark getting away with it for the moment. Haynes has got Bottas for 12th. What's happened to Bottas? Seems to have had an off. Oh, that car doesn't sound too healthy, does it? Oh, it's heavy damage to that Holden. Look how it's tracking left and right. Not to come across the circuit. If Chris can help it, he does well. Daniel Haynes off the circuit. He's going to let Lisha past. So Lisha goes up to 7th. Haynes under pressure from Turkey Swanepoel. Edwin Governor under pressure now from Stephen Sparks. Synergy leading red line. And they've got Lawrence Sterner for company there in the third car. Oh, here comes Stephen Sparks up there. So Sterner's trying to get both of them. Oh, he's outbraked himself at the. Oh, and Stephen Sparks survived. No, he doesn't. He's gone off too. So all three cars going off without actually making contact with one another. Oh, it's very close together here. Action everywhere you look this evening. Stephen Sparks off again. Let's go on board with Sterner. In the forward. Here comes Sterner. Oh, he's going to be brave to go on the outside. Can he get it done? It's very tight. Oh, they all survive. Nicely done. In the slipstream of Hugo de Wits for the inside line. He's going to get him, isn't he? Sterner's got that move done. Can he get it stopped in time? Yes, he can. Nice move. Sparks now looking to have a crack at De Wit too, but I think Sterner's run wide. De Wit's got a run on him, has he? Not quite. Oh, and De Wit's got it wrong. It's going to let Stephen Sparks by. Yes, well. Sparks now up into 16th. Haynes now chasing down Lindsay Ray. Echo leads Ghostworks. Peter Breed asked, what's the record for the number of post-race investigations per race? I don't get many here, Peter. You'll be quite surprised. I think the record might be 5 or 6. But that's for the 7 years I've been doing this or so. So Langford now has taken 3/10 out of Clark's advantage. Gap down to 3.2 seconds. Here comes Timothy Haynes for trying to make a move on Lindsay Ray. Down the main straight we go towards turn 1. No. Lindsay Ray hangs onto it. Totally different lines between the drivers there. Wow, look at that. Haynes up the inside. Oh, Lindsay Ray's got nowhere to go. Needs to take the grass. But Haynes now makes the move work. Up into 10th he goes. Great recovery drive this by Timothy Haynes. Leisha's got Dalport for 6th. Daniel Haynes also looking to make that work too. Wow, what a move there by. Oh, and that's Dalport into the back of Daniel Haynes. Not too bad. Haynes now up into 7th. Staying with Leisha all the time. He's having a ding-dong battle this evening after that turn 1 incident. Starport does a bit of farming. Lindsay Ray off. Oh, is he waiting for Timothy Haynes? Yes, he is. Oh, it's undoing all of Timothy Haynes' good work. As Heineke goes past both of them. Heineke up into 10th now. Lindsay Ray doing the right thing. For whatever happened there, we didn't see that. So Langford now, he's just 2.6 seconds behind clock. Oh, what's happened there? Is it Timothy Haynes off again? I believe Haynes' tyres are gone off. What tyres are he on? Is he on? I think he's on the Super Softs. Is Timothy Haynes. Are they going off already on lap 11? Lindsay Ray's also on the Super Softs. In fact, Timothy Haynes is on the soft tyre. Lindsay Ray's on the Super Softs. Oh, Heineke is heading off. He drops down to 17th. Just ahead of Bottas, I think. In fact, he's rejoined to split the lead pair. So Heineke just needs to make sure of his blue flags, which he does so. Makes way for the two front runners. Yeah, I think the tyre status app is slightly delayed, so maybe we need to give it a couple of seconds to update. Daniel Haynes is caught right up to Devonishire once again. That gap just half a second. These two just can't get enough of each other this evening, it seems. Great racing. And Langford still holding in Clark. That gap just 2.5 seconds now. Board with Daniel Haynes in the Volante Racing Holden. Oh, Daniel just running slightly wide, not too bad. Demonisher's got some traffic. No, it's not in fact traffic, it's racing for position. So these two caught right up to Mark Hennebury. Then we've got Sean Lario in 4th position. Wow, where did he come from? Nice consistent drive here by Lario. Lario is on the soft tyre. Battle here for 5th position. Ghostworks leads red line from Volante Racing. Oh, Lario running slightly wide. It's cost him. I think these three are going to catch up to him now. Lisha goes for a move. Oh, slight contacts, pushed Hennebury wide. Oh, and Hennebury's lost out to Haynes as well. So Lisha now up into 5th position. And these three starting to catch Lario in 4th position. So we'll have a 4-way battle hopefully. Continue the fun action we've had this evening. Been very happy with the racing so far. Lindsay Ray's got Timothy Haynes again all over him. So Langford now is just 2 seconds behind Clark. Really starting to haul him in. Jacques Buerta is a good 15 seconds behind Langford. Oh, big slide there, bud. Oh, Lindsay Ray's got it all wrong by himself. Around he goes, and through goes Timothy Haynes to 10th position. Lindsay Ray just needs to make sure that he safely rejoins. He does so. A good view of the circuit. Good stuff. Sterner also slips through to 12th after Lindsay Ray's spin. These two still together. I think Daniel Haynes may have a pace advantage on Lisha, but he's just not as consistent. These two now really starting to go after Lario. Good to see 6 different teams in the top 6. Wow, look at that. In fact, it's 7. 7 different teams in the top 7. Great stuff. Oh, and Daniel Haynes runs slightly wide. That's cost him. He's battling with that corner this evening. I think a lot of the drivers are, in fact, to be fair. Mark Henry looking to make a comeback too. It's just one and a half seconds behind these 3. Lindsay Ray under pressure from Edrin Govender. Chris Heineken under pressure from Steven Sparks. This is over 16th position. Of course, if you're watching this and you want to get involved in the racing at SimRace South Africa, this is only the Division 1 race. The Division 2 race is happening Wednesday evening. We do have some slots open, so you're welcome to visit our website at simracesa.co.za. Click on the Esports Leagues tab. You'll find a sign-up form. And you could be racing this Wednesday evening. And you sign up that form, that comes through to me via email, and then I'll reply to you as soon as I can. Let's get you out onto the virtual track. Have some fun. Of course, you're welcome to join our forum and our Discord server as well. You can obviously find links to that on our website. Lario now, he's got all sorts of pressure now from Devon Lisha. Simtech leads red line. We've got Volante just behind there. Clark now has opened his lead to 2.5 seconds now, so half a second up on Langford for the last couple of laps. On board with Daniel Haynes again. Lost a bit of ground there to Lisha. Oh, Lisha's got it wrong. Oh, he's made contact with Lario. Around goes Lisha. But Lario survives. Lisha rejoins in front of Hennebury. Haynes now trying to pressure Lario now into mistake. Haynes didn't find a way past Lario. Lario just was able to correct the car in time. Haynes much quicker than Lario through that last section. Right with him now. Good drive onto the main straight now, which he gets. Oh, he's been a slipstream. Let's see what he does now. Opts for the right hand side. Lario goes defensive pretty early on. Leaves Haynes with no choice. Oh, Lario moving across on Haynes. Naughty. Slight contact, not too bad. Lario just reminding Haynes that he's there. Oh, Haynes sweeps around the outside. Good move. Can he get it stopped? Nice move by Daniel Haynes for Valente Racing. Up into 4th position he goes. Can he get away from Lario now? That is the question. And he's got, 16 seconds to Jacques Boite in 3rd position. He's doing a fantastic job for Black Widow. Mark Hennebury is in fact later move on Lisha for 6th position. Lindsay Race on to challenge De Wit now for 14th. Oh, mistake here from De Wit, locks the rear tires, around he goes. So he'll rejoin in 15th position. Just ahead of Chris Heineke. Oh, we've got someone off there. Who was that? Seen Sparks, in fact. I think he was just respecting the blue flags and being more than generous to allow the front runners through. So Langford's got Clark's advantage now down to under 2 seconds. Watch our race leader Jim Clark now. But Langford's right there. Sparks. Oh, mistake. Oh, Langford absolutely sideways on entry. Hangs onto it. How on earth do you do that? Sparks now leaves the pits in 18th. We should now starting to come back at Hennebury now. I actually need to get some Tours music bash. That's a good idea. Covered and now under pressure from Lindsay Ray once again. Lindsay Ray very wide, hangs onto it though. Keeps it on the black stuff for the moment. And she's starting to approach the time to do a pit stop, I would imagine. Should start happening anytime from now to about lap 25 or so. Go on board with Disha. It's got a run on Hindenburg. What can you do with it? Nothing. Wisely so. There's no space through there. And they're bringing a bit of traffic now in the form of Christoph Bottas. Bottas is down in 17th, a lap down, of course. Is he going to move aside? I'm sure he will. He does so. Good stuff there from Bottas in the red line, Holden. Langford now just 1.7 behind Clark. The battle for the lead, of course. Oh, Lish had to get out of it. That's unleashed in every. Holden is now under pressure from Sterner for 11th position. Now just 1.3 behind Clark. Moment there for Calvinez. Lock up the fronts to keep the car from spinning. These two have got the leading two drivers, Clark and Langford, catching up like crazy. Wow, Clark only leading by 0.8 of a second now. And Clark really struggling at the moment. Sterner, oh, Haynes had a spin. Through, of course, goes Sterner to 11th position, but let's go back to the front. This is getting very interesting. Come on board with Langford. Lock up there from Clark. And Clark now approaching traffic. That's Lawrence Sterner in 11th position, up ahead in the white Ford. Lock up there for Clark again. Clark runs wide. Langford gains, what, 0.3 of a second now. And as Clark approaches Sterner now, what's going to happen next? Oh, and Clark catches Sterner just where he doesn't really need to catch him. What is Sterner going to do? Mark Hennebury into the pits. Oh, he's going for a more. There's contact here. There's contact. And Langford's going to wait for Clark. And of course, gets right up back into him. But Clark's going down to the pits. And that will leave Langford to take the lead for the moment. And Clark's got Kalnes behind him. Also into the pits. But I think Clark was just battling with tyres there. And Langford's been able to manage them a bit better. Where's Jacques Bout? Jacques Bout is in 3rd position. He's just into the final corner now. Bout is going to stay out. Clark is still stopped. Here goes Bout to 2nd position. Holden has in fact beaten Clark out of the pits. Horses a lap down. If I was Langford now, I would come in now to not allow Clark to get the undercuts. Oh, Langford was in fact a bit quick, but he wouldn't be quicker on all the tyres, of course. Daniel Haynes, Lisha, Wesley Darport, all into the pits now. The fit, Bottas also into the pits. Of course, we've reached the halfway stage of the race. Makes the most sense to pit now. Clark moves past Peter Kalnes. Kalnes, of course, yielding to those blue flags. Does Langford do now? Does he come in? No, he doesn't come in. Oh, I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do. Langford and Redline Racing. You're allowing Clark on fresher tyres to catch up to you now. As Langford gets it all sideways. And really, I think Langford should have come in this last lap. It's costing him time now to Clark. Clark, of course, on fresher tyres. And he'll be catching up to Langford all the time now. Witt into the pits from 3rd. Laurie also into the pits from 4th position. Yes, the Rudem says, yeah, but he has fresh tyres but with heavy fuel. Obviously referring to Clark as Langford dives into the pits, and Bashir says maybe he will go long and switch to the super soft tyre. Well, that would also be a good idea, I suppose. Let's see what Langford does now. We're able to see what tyre switches to as well. Just have to give that tyre up a bit, some time to update after he leaves the pits. Let's just keep that in mind. Sterner also into the pits from 11th. Where's Clark now? Still a fair way behind. I don't think Clark had the quickest of stops too, judging how Holden has passed him in the pits. Here comes Clark now down the main straight. Is Langford leaving it? Yes, he leaves now. I think Clark's going to fly by, is he? What's going to be close? Oh, Clark just passes Langford. Look at that. So I think Clark just left it. I mean, Langford just left it a bit late for my liking. So Clark is still on the soft tyre. Christopher Langford we did change his tyres, but he's still on the soft tyre. Can Langford chase down Clark? The gap is 1.2 seconds now. And Clark would have noticed how Langford caught up to him towards the end of the first stint. So perhaps he'll be a bit kinder on his tyres for the second round of action. As Lindsay Ray into the pits now for Echo Racing from 12th position. Jackie Swanepoel now in third. He's yet to do a pit stop. He stays out, however, ahead of Timothy Haynes. He also needs to do a pit stop, I would think. But of course, as Langford stayed out another 2 laps after Clark, at the end he would have tyres set with 2 laps fresher life, as it were. So that could come into play very much so at the end. Perhaps that's what Langford and Redline are thinking. Seeing how Clark's tyres fell off towards the end of the first stint. Swanepoel leads, Haynes leads Buerta. That's a 3-way battle for 3rd position, but I would expect Swanepoel and Haynes to hit this lap or sometime soon. Here comes Haynes now, side by side with Swanepoel. No, Swanepoel's got the legs on Haynes for the moment. Langford's clawing his way back to Clark. The gap now just 0.8 of a second. And in comes Dirkie Swanepoel, and so does Timothy Haynes. That leaves Buerta to move back into third position. Oh, what's happened to Swanepoel? Was spun in the pit lane. Oh, big damage there for Swanepoel. Into the wall he goes. It has not gone to plan. Big damage to Holden, I would expect. Oh, and Clark's run wide. And Shitty Langford's going to move into the lead. Yes, he does. Not often you see Jim Clark make an error, but there we have it. And through goes Langford into the lead of this race. Now, can Clark come back at him now? Oh, Clark. Oh, he's contacted. They both go off. Langford's not running for Clark either. So it's very interesting. Couldn't see who was at fault or whatever happened there from my camera angle. But no doubt I think I'll be looking at that one after the race. Langford now leads by 6.7 seconds ahead of Jim Clark. Unfortunately for us, that's diffused the battle for the lead. It's not over yet. We've got another 20 laps remaining. Waiter now under pressure from Daniel Haynes. Battle for third position, of course. Haynes trying to force his way past Boita, but Boita holds his ground. Oh, Haynes, big slide. What, down the straight? Or was just moving to the right, I think. My eyes deceiving me for the second. Haynes with the oh, big slide there. As I said, textbook. It went all sideways there for Haynes, literally. But oh, and Boita's running to the side of Haynes. It's argy-bargy this race. And Boita not having it. Oh, Haynes now switches back. Get the move done side by side. No, it's going to be Jacques Boita who maintains that third position. Great racing. Ladies and gentlemen, Cat James has joined the YouTube live chat. Haynes now really trying to get past Boita. Boita making it hold him pretty wide, but here comes Haynes again now. Side by side now, what's going to happen? Boite moves across slightly, trying to squeeze Haynes. But Haynes just keeps it in there. Boite side by side action. Wow, Boite holds the line. Whoa, fantastic driving. Daniel Haynes is going to have to come up with something a bit more creative than that. I think it's the first time I've seen two cars running side by side through there like that. But wow, Daniel Haynes got the pace down the stretch. Look at that. Perhaps running low wing. Haynes up the inside. Boite trying to get the slingshot back at him if he can. Doesn't work out for Boite. And these two, while these two have been battling it out, Devon Lisha has joined the party too. Look at that. We're going to three-way scrap for third position. Christoph Boite gets Hugo de Witt there for 16th position. Oh, and Langford is opening up the gap further away from Clark. That gap now 8 seconds. Boite getting it all sideways. It will allow Lisha to get even closer now. Lisha with a good run on Boite. Comes Lisha now. These two approach Adrian Govender. Bit of traffic. Governor's ready to let past Daniel Haynes. Lisha up the inside. Just run wide though over. Boite will take the position back. Govender now just trying to move out the way. Difficult to do that in this section of the track, that's for sure. Oh, and Lisha's losing time all the time. Oh, Lisha very sideways. Oh, and for the first time in 32 laps, I think I can take a breather as the gaps start opening up now. But I don't think it'll be long before we have cars together again. Fisher's now got Water, I think, catching up to him again. That gap now to under a second. We've got Haynes put a move on Heineke for 11th. Two Ghostworks cars switching around. Darport now under pressure from Lario. This red line leading Syntec. These two got traffic in the form of Christoph Bottas. Bottas a lap down. Bottas respecting those blue flags. Nicely done. Lario is not letting Darport get away from him. Oh, and Lario just ran slightly wide, able to regain control. Not too much drama. Chris Heineke onto the pits from 14th position. There's been an unscheduled stop there. Perhaps damage that needs to be sorted out. Larry's going to run on Darport and gets that move done. Slight error there by Darport. And that's all that Lario needed to slip by. So Lario now up into 7th position. He's a good 16 seconds behind Mark Hennebury in 6th. Darport running with Lario still. The gap now half a second. Just had a look at that incident between Langford and Clark again for the lead, and just from what I can see, it looks like Langford held his line and Clark just moved across slightly and caused contact, and around Clark went. So my initial thoughts are that it's okay. after the race again, I think. So Legend of Superrod has a theory that Langford is running longer gear ratios than Clark. We could see if we can notice anything. This is Langford. Now Jim Clark. It's incredible to watch these drivers at work. So much skill at play, it's fantastic to watch. Yeah, it's difficult to say, but I would say there's a bit of a difference in the gear ratios. Take more of a note at what speed the cars are going when the gear changes are made, I think. Oh, Adrian Govan has left the server. First retirement of the evening on lap 40 or 49. Sterner's got Timothy Haynes for battle for company. Oh, big sideways action there for Timothy Haynes. Haynes now pulls out the slipstream, side by side. Sterner submits, through goes Haynes into 10th position, good move. And there's that where Timothy Haynes will finish up. He's good 17 seconds behind Dirkie Swanepoel, and just 8 laps remaining. It's a tall order. Back to our racer, Christopher Langford is just over 11 seconds in the lead. And, on course with this victory to take the lead in the Drivers' Championship standings, with just 1 round remaining, of course. But before this race, Langford and Clark were tied for lead of the championship, Drivers' Championship that is, 97 points each. Should move Langford into the outright lead. Langford now approaching some traffic. That is Christo Bortas and Sean Lario. Bortas a lap down, 2 laps down in 16th, I think. And Lario will be a lap down in 8th position. Cars runs well, Hugo de Witt lets Langford through. Next up is Bortas. Imagine Bortas make it really easy for Langford to slip by. It does so. Lindsay Ray's got Calvinus for 12th. What's happened to Calvinus? I think he's having off. Looks like it. Down to 14th goes Calvinus. Not ideal. Boyta and Honecker running side by side. They're not racing for position, however. Honecker trying to unlap himself. I think Boyta would be wise just to let him past. Not racing for position. Does so. I think Chris Honecker had a second pit stop and is on much fresher tyres, I think, at this stage. But Daniel Haynes did a fantastic comeback in this race to run 3rd position. I think he was down in 14th for a while. Doing a fantastic job making the super softs work. We've got Redline Racing in the lead of this race, ahead of Echo Racing. Then we've got Volante Racing in 3rd position. And then the Redline car, Devonition, 4th position. And then Jacques Boert in the Black Widow car in 5th. And the best of the Ghostworks entries is Mark Hennebury in 6th position. There's the Delport, another Redline car, Sean Lario in the Simtech Racing car. Dirk Swanepoel, another Redline car, and Timothy Haynes in 10th position. The second of the Ghostworks entries. A nice mixture of teams in the top 10. But the race is now truly settled, and I think all the drivers are looking forward to getting to the end now with 4 laps remaining. It's been a frantic race. Not as much chaos as what I was expecting, so the drivers doing a fantastic job this evening. Great contest for the lead of the race, of course, between Langford and Clark. Of course, the fantastic battle between Daniel Haynes and Devon Lisher throughout the race as they recovered after their turn 1 incident. Lap 1 opening corner lap incident. Drama for the pass for the lead between Langford and Clark, which saw Clark off the circuit. Langford well and truly into the lead. Whether there'll be an investigation after the race or not remains to be seen. But if anything does happen, there will be a post-race penalty, of course. Super Rob just commenting there. Seems SS Super Softs are a viable choice for this track. Yes, I would imagine so, judging by how well Daniel Haynes has come back up the field using the Super Softs. Mario just getting past your clock, expecting those blue flags. Daniel Haynes coming up to put a lap on Lawrence Sterner. Sterner is in 11th position. Sterner, of course, the best of the Ford Falcons. Christopher Langford has started the final lap of this race, sliding his way through turn 1, clearly enjoying himself. But, just got 11 seconds or 12 seconds on your clock. Through comes Christopher Langford to take victory of round 4 of the 2019.1 South African simV8 series. Congratulations to him and the Red Line Racing team. What a performance. Wesley Delford will finish in 7th position. And Jim Clark will get 2nd, of course. Great contest for the lead of the stress. Daniel Haynes, it's quite a way back, a good half a lap. But he's going to recover to a podium position finish. What a result for him. Good stuff by Valenta Racing. Devon Nish is right behind him. It's not actually over yet between these two. But I think Nish is quite close enough to do anything about Haynes. Gaps come down dramatically that last corner as well. So no, it's the last corner, I think. Daniel Haynes will finish on the podium. Devon Nish will get 4th for Red Line Racing. Jacques Boyd, another good performance by him, will get 5th position. Mark Hennebury will get 6th. Brent Lindsay Reyes had a spin. Rejoins just ahead of Chris Heineke. Did those two come together? Possibly. Mark Hennebury will get 6th. Obviously, Darpo, of course, already finished the race in 7th position. Laurier in 8th. Swanepoel in 9th. Timothy Haynes completes the top 10 for Ghostworks. Lawrence Stoney 11th. Lindsay Ray 12th. Heineke 13th. Kelvin 14th. Bottas 15th. De Wit 16th. And Stephen Sparks rounded the field with 17th. We had one retirement, and that was Edwin Cavender in the Synergy spot in Holden. Well, that concludes the penultimate round of the 2019.1 South African simV8 series. From me, Jason Holden-Jones, thank you very much for watching. And yeah, until I think it's next week, Monday, it's the round 4 of the GP series. Looking forward to that as well, if we do not do a stream on Wednesday evening for Division 2 race of this round. So until then, all the best until now. Have a good evening, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.